It's quiet here. In this space between scrolling and posting, you see the world documenting itself. Breakfasts, sunsets, arguments, happiness. And you don't. You pause before the share button, not out of fear, but out of instinct. Somewhere inside, it just doesn't feel right to turn a moment into something public. You feel something sacred in your silence. You find beauty in what no one else sees. While others post to remember, you remember without posting. Maybe it's not that you have nothing to say. Maybe you've simply learned that not every truth needs an audience. There's a psychology behind this quietness. It's not indifference. It's not arrogance. Sometimes it's awareness, a sensitivity to noise, to the chaos of constant exposure. For many people, not posting isn't a sign of emptiness. It's a sign of depth, because the deeper something feels, the harder it is to turn it into content. When you live a life that feels full, not performative, but genuinely felt, you realize that meaning doesn't need validation. You don't need hearts, comments, or shares to make something real. The silence becomes your proof. It's strange, isn't it? In a world where existence seems tied to visibility, choosing invisibility becomes an act of strength. Some people simply process life differently. They're introspective, observant, and often more attuned to their inner world than the digital one. Psychologists call this high self-monitoring, the ability to sense how things appear and to question, does this reflect who I truly am? For some, that answer leads them to post. For others, it leads them to stay silent. The quiet ones are often the ones paying the most attention. They're the ones noticing the subtleties, the way light falls on someone's face, the pause between laughter, the honesty that lives between words. They don't need to capture it because in their mind, they already have. Not posting doesn't mean they don't care. In fact, it can mean the opposite. They care too much about privacy, about meaning, about the difference between sharing and showing off. There's a fine line between expressing yourself and performing yourself, and some people simply don't want to cross it. Social media by design rewards performance. It rewards visibility, frequency, relatability. But real life doesn't work like that. Real connection is slower. It's quieter. It's something that happens when no one's watching. So for some minds, that digital tempo, fast, reactive, constant, feels unnatural. Their rhythm is different. Their minds are tuned to subtler frequencies. Sometimes people who don't post often are deep feelers, empaths, introverts, contemplators. They experience life so vividly that turning it into a status update feels like a betrayal. How do you fit an ocean into a caption? How do you summarize a year of growth in a carousel of photos? You can't, so they don't. Others simply choose stillness as a form of protection, because when everything you share becomes a mirror for others' opinions, you risk losing sight of your own reflection. Psychologically, this is called self-concept dilution. The more versions of yourself you project, the less you recognize the original. So they stay quiet, not because they're hiding, but because they're protecting something fragile, their sense of authenticity, their peace, their meaning. They might scroll through others' posts, not with envy, but with observation. They study human patterns, they notice trends, but they rarely participate in the performance. They live like ghosts in the algorithm, present, but unseen. And there's a calm freedom in that. In that invisibility, there's no pressure to curate, no need to measure happiness in pixels, no constant awareness of how you look, how you sound, how you appear. It's just you, raw, unfiltered, real. A human being instead of a brand.
But here's the paradox.
Many of these quiet people are deeply creative. Writers, artists, thinkers, dreamers. People with ideas too precious to be swallowed by the feed. They create, but not for applause. They express, but not for recognition. They share in small circles, in journals, in conversations that don't need to trend. Their creativity doesn't need an audience to exist. And yet, even silence can speak volumes. It says, I'm here, but I don't need to be seen to exist. It says, I'm living, but I don't need to document every breath. It says, my meaning isn't in your feed, it's in my being. Still, this silence sometimes comes with loneliness, because invisibility can be mistaken for absence. In a culture that measures presence by posting, not posting can feel like disappearing. Friends may forget, algorithms may hide you, and in the noise of everyone else's voice, yours becomes a whisper. But perhaps that's okay. Maybe some truths are meant to stay whispered, because whispers make you lean in, listen closer, pay attention. And maybe that's what the quiet ones offer the world, a reminder that presence isn't the same as performance. They remind us that there's power in withholding, that mystery can be more magnetic than constant exposure, that what's unseen can sometimes hold more meaning than what's shown. They live by a different rhythm, one that values being over broadcasting. And in doing so, they resist the culture of urgency that demands post or perish. Their refusal to participate isn't rebellion, it's reflection. It's asking, if no one saw this, would it still matter to me? And when the answer is yes, that's authenticity. That's real selfhood. Because ultimately, the psychology of not posting is the psychology of choosing depth over display. It's a quiet revolution in a world that's always shouting. It's saying, I don't need to be everywhere to exist. I don't need to prove what I feel. I can live my moments, not just post them.
And perhaps that's the truest kind of connection. Not the one that happens in the comments, but the one that happens within. So, if you're one of the quiet ones, the unseen, the watchers, the rememberers, don't mistake your silence for absence. It's presence in its purest form. It's mindfulness without announcement. It's love without a lens. And the world, even if it doesn't see you, still feels the balance your silence brings. Because in this endless scroll of noise, your quiet is a kind of music, a pause that makes the song make sense, a stillness that reminds us not everything beautiful has to be seen.